Hello, I'm Leonard Nimoy. Welcome to the year 1930. For those of you who weren't around way back then, Prohibition and speakeasies were still going strong. But times were changing, and the roaring 20s were giving way to big bands and the swing era. Meanwhile, in showbiz, talkie movies were just beginning to replace the silence. And on the sports front, Pittsburgh beat California in the Rose Bowl. And there's much more ahead in this 1930 episode of Our 20th Century.
Here's Mahatma Gandhi. His march to the sea was to manufacture a little salt by evaporation of seawater. This was technical defiance of Great Britain because that country claims the exclusive right to the salt-making industry. Gandhi has influenced many natives. He wants India's freedom, and his radical supporters are up in arms. Hundreds have been hurt and many killed already. But Gandhi has been jailed, and the authorities believe that the disorders will gradually die down. Thousands of nationalists crowd the great tent to hear the farewell message of Gandhi, the great leader of India's demands for independence. He really started something. Its echoes were heard in London recently during the Imperial Conference. And there may be fireworks.
The tremendous crowds which you see gathered outside the stock exchange are due to the greatest crash in the history of the New York Stock Exchange in market prices.
Here's Albert Einstein, probably the greatest brain of modern times, arriving from Germany. Reporters and photographers just scared him to death. The boat had hardly docked before they were asking him how he liked New York. By the way, Professor, what is the theory of relativity anyhow? Here he is, Benito Mussolini, Il Duce. He knows more about publicity than a circus press agent. This occasion is the fourth call to arms of the young fascists. The two kids on the left are Mussolini's sons, Bruno and Vittorio. They seem to be quite a warlike bunch, these lads. Quite different from our own Boy Scouts who run traffic signals and everything. Here's the boss again. 20,000 trained youngsters are certainly no liability to Italy. It falls to the lot of Louis B. Mayer, well-known motion picture producer, to make the presentation for the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences of the statuette that marks the approval of the entire film world. And it's Carl Laemmle's proudest moment to be informed that All Quiet on the Western Front has been acclaimed the greatest film of the year. The Academy comprises the flower of motion pictures, leading producers, stars, writers, technicians, and directors. Once a year, they ballot for the most outstanding production. All Quiet is their unanimous choice, and it's a happy token that Mr. Mayer presents the award to Mr. Laemmle, a rival producer.